Welcome to today's 3-minute Catechism challenge. Refresh the knowledge of your Catholic faith with only a short commitment every day. With these short videos, beautifully animated in a hand-drawn style, learning about the faith has never been so engaging. This is a wonderful opportunity for parents to take on their godly responsibility to ensure that their children understand who He is. All who participate faithfully will have a good foundation of knowledge of their Catholic faith. Today's topic is, what are the 10 Commandments?
What are the 10 Commandments? A sin is an action contrary to the love of God or the love of neighbor. As a guide for what corresponds to this double precept of love or what is contrary to it, God gave His people the 10 Commandments. This happened a pretty long time ago during the Exodus from Egypt, but the 10 Commandments naturally continue to be a good moral standard for our conscience. According to the usual Catholic way of counting the 10 Commandments, they fall into two groups. The first 3 commandments concern God, and the other 7 commandments apply to our life as members of a society. The first commandment is, I am the Lord your God. You shall have no other gods besides me. You shall not make for yourselves an idol. That means that God, who transcends the earth and all earthly things, has to take first place in our life. Neither money, nor influence, success, beauty, or anything else is to become an idol, taking God's rightful place. The second commandment is, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. That means that we should treat the names of God and of all holy things with respect, and not misuse them to curse. Neither must we commit evil in the name of God. The third commandment is, you shall keep holy the Lord's day. That means that we go to Holy Mass on the Lord's day, and that we allow ourselves to rest, and we abstain from unnecessary work on that day. For the Jews, the Lord's day was the Sabbath, the seventh day, the day of the completion of creation. For Christians, the Lord's day is Sunday. It is seen as the fulfillment of the Sabbath. It's the 8th day, the first day of the new week, the day of the resurrection, and thus the day of the new creation in Christ. The fourth commandment is, you shall honor your mother and father. This commandment is about the right relationship of children toward their parents, and of parents toward their children. The relationships in the family are to be marked by love and respect. The fifth commandment is, you shall not murder. That means that one may not violate the right to life of an innocent person. Thus, also abortion, euthanasia, and suicide break this commandment. We could, of course, also reformulate the fifth commandment as, you shall respect life. The misuse of alcohol, heavy smoking, or the use of drugs destroy life. Thus, they also are contrary to the fifth commandment. The sixth commandment is, you shall not commit adultery. That means that we should hold as sacred marriage and conjugal love, together with everything that belongs to it. Sexuality is an expression of conjugal love and has its place precisely there, in marriage. All the things connected with this truth will be the subject of later episodes. The seventh commandment is, you shall not steal. That means that we must respect the property and rights of others. It includes treating others fairly and not making a profit at their expense. But no cheating on schoolwork either. The eighth commandment is, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. That means that we, as Christians, are committed to the truth. We should not lie, and definitely not cause harm to another through deceit. The ninth commandment is, you shall not covet your neighbor's wife. This commandment, naturally, it goes both for men and women, is directed against lust. Lust doesn't just destroy one's own life, but the life of the whole family. This commandment also commands us to avoid things that arouse lust in others. For example, it's not good to wear a skirt that's so short it could be mistaken for a belt. The old-fashioned but thoroughly fitting word for this is modesty. It exists not to hide something base or false, but rather to protect something of worth. The 10th commandment is, "You shall not covet your neighbor's goods." That means that we must fight against every form of envy and greed. We must learn to strive for the higher goods. The higher and spiritual goods have a huge advantage. They can be shared without becoming any less. If someone, for instance, shares some truth, it doesn't become less by being shared, but rather there are now more that can enjoy it. That's a very short summary of the 10 Commandments. They are a good compass, always pointing to the final end of man, which is to be with God.
Don't forget to get your copy of the Catechism of the Catholic Church at the Ave Maria bookstore here at Guadalupe Media, while supplies last. Useful for this challenge as well as Father Mike Schmidt's Catechism in a Year, starting in January 2023. Thank you for partaking in today's 3-minute Catechism challenge. We look forward to your comments and engagement in the discussion boards.